oil that should be present on this day is going to be coming from the food that is being cooked and prepared, but definitely not our makeup. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Letitia and this is That's So Letitia. And to all of my new viewers, supporters, subscribers, welcome guys, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy the content, and to all of my returning viewers, supporters, and subscribers, welcome back guys. As always, it is a pleasure to see you. Without further ado, let's jump right into this video. So for today's video, we are getting ready for Turkey Day. Thanksgiving, dare I say? But what we prefer to call it is like our yearly or sometimes bi-yearly winter family reunion, so to speak. So yeah, anywho, let's just get to it. Now, if you cook like my mom used to, and my aunts, and even me, once I got older and I started cooking, the prep and the cook, I mean, if you throw down cook, and I mean banquet style, buffet style, I'm talking 2 or 3 types of macaroni and cheese with different cheeses. I'm talking several different types of cooked ham and dressing and all of the things. It's gonna take you a few days. But no matter how many days in advance that you break your neck and get home from work, or you do it before you go to work, I don't care how many days in advance you start prepping and you cooking the pies and the cakes and the salads and you chopping all the lettuce and the onions and just all the things, right? You're just doing all the prep. It never fails. It never fails that on the day of, somehow, some way, you are still in the kitchen. You're sweating. You smell like fried chicken. You smell like grains. And your guests are at the door and they're coming, right? Because let me just put this down. It seems like when there's food involved, especially in families like mine, when there's food involved, oh, trust, we're going to be early. We're going to be on time. There is no CP time. No, we are dead on time. If you say 2, we are there with our Tupperware. We are there with our aluminum foil. We are there with our freezer bags at noon. You said 2, who does 2? By 2, all of the food has already been gone through, so we're gonna get there early. And when they get there early, you almost always look a mess. Like you have had no time to prep yourself. You've been too busy prepping the turkey. You've been too busy prepping the ham, but not enough time prepping and beautifying yourself. So that's what we are going to do today. And we are going to use some of my favorite products that will help to ensure throughout all the hugs and the kisses and possibly even some tears that your makeup is going to look flawless. So let's do all the things. First, we are going to start off with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Blurring Powder Serum, because why not, right? This has not steered us wrong yet. And if it was able to hold up in 120 plus degree desert heat, I am sure it can withstand kisses from all of your family members, and also having to have the door cracked open because somebody decided they felt like they needed to reheat the macaroni and cheese, even though it's a household full of people. Y'all get where I'm coming from. So yes, this is going to help ensure that throughout all of that madness, there is no oil that will show up. And now that we have on our primer, which is going to absorb all of the extra oils, we're going to move in with our color corrector. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it seems like around the holidays, sometimes the jobs be jobbing. And it's like, okay, are y'all giving me more to do around this time of the year when I need to be heading home? I need to be at the grocery store. I need to be at the supermarket. I need to be prepping my house for my guest. But it seems like the workloads always increase around this time of the year. So annoying, but don't worry, because we're going to do something to hide all of that extra work. This is by Huda Beauty. This is the Faux Filter Color Corrector in shade Papaya. Yeah, I don't know. I just know I don't like it. Like, okay, the energy that we had in the beginning of the year in quarter 1, 2, and 3, let's keep that same energy. Like, don't wait to the end of the fiscal year and now you just want to tack on all of these extra duties knowing that the holidays are approaching. Like, we don't have time for that. We don't. At least I know I don't. So yes, this is going to help to mask a lot of that foolishness. And then for my lower face, I'm going to use by Fenty Beauty. This is the Match Stick in shade Pumpkin. And now to even the score up against the color corrector, I'm going to use by Fenty Beauty. This is the Instant Retouch Setting Powder in shade Nutmeg. And I apply a thin layer on top of the color corrector, so when I do apply my actual complexion product, there isn't any orange that tends to kind of show through the complexion product. And I'm just going to apply it using a powdered puff from Amazon. Now for my actual complexion product, I'm going to use also by Danessa Myricks. This is the Blurring Balm Powder in 8.5. Again, we are going for longevity for this look, okay? Because not only does your makeup need to last through all the hugs and kisses and tears, but dare I say through the TikToks and through the family pictures. So this base is going to help make sure nothing moves, budges, or creases throughout your evening. So this is what it looks like, and yes, I have hit pan. And to apply it, I'm going to use by e.l.f. Cosmetics. This is the Ultimate Blending Brush. And now moving on to concealers. First concealer I'm going to use, this is by Nars. This is a soft matte complete concealer, and the shade I use in this one is Dark Zero or Chocolate. And I'm going to apply a thin layer of this using a Makeup Shack brush. This one is T37. This one, it's very close to my actual skin tone. I use this one when I want to be very subtle with my makeup, which is not necessarily the vibe I'm going for with this look. But what I notice is if you are tired and there's a increased amount of puffiness in your under eye area, if I apply this concealer, which is obviously not liquid, but it's more or less like putty, it kind of acts as a filler for those areas, and then I just apply my liquid concealer on top. So that's what we're doing here. And I'm just patting in the product using my finger. And now for my liquid concealer, I'm going to use by Huda Beauty. This is the Faux Filter Concealer, and this one is in shade, what is this? Salted Caramel 7.3G. And because this formula also is not a very thin, liquidy formula, it will not interrupt the Nars concealer that we applied under. And now I'm just going to begin to blend out the concealers using a damp beauty sponge. Now for a little bit of brightness, I'm just going to apply a little, because technically we've already applied 2 concealers, but I'm going to apply this one. This is the Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer by Mario. And this one is in the shade 440. I'm just going to apply it to the inner corners of my eye, under eye area. Just a little bit. And now I'm going to immediately begin to blend that out any further than where it was applied. And this particular look, you could be doing while your ham or your turkey or your greens, whatever, your pies, your cakes are cooking, right? Because I mean, it's the holidays, and just because you are the best cook in your family does not mean that your food should be the only beautiful presentation. Step away and get yourself together, like get you a cute little drinky drink, cut you on some music, and you know, pull it together. There's gonna be a balance. Like, I'm gonna be cute, I'm gonna be relaxed, I'm going to be comfortable, and that's just gonna be that. Like, we're gonna eat, food is gonna be amazing, but I'm gonna be cute too, right? So yeah, that's the inspiration behind this. So now that we have all of our concealers, I'm going to move on to blush. Blush I'm going to use, this is by Nars. This is a powder blush, and this is in the shade Savage. So yeah, like, you do what you do the cooking, you do, you know, the hosting, but self-care, you gotta make sure that you are on point too, you know? And that's in every area. Like, holidays are not exempt. You make sure you look out for you first. So moving on to setting powders, the first I'm going to use, this is by Huda Beauty. This is a Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder in shade Kunafa. This is the OG packaging. They've since updated the packaging. So using that same damp beauty blender, I'm going to apply some of the loose setting powder to my under eye area. And remember the formula from the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin products. So you don't have to, especially if you're an oily girl, you don't have to cake a tremendous amount of setting powders on your face for this look, which is why we used both the Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum and the Blurring Balm Powder, because both of those together are going to help to eliminate any sort of like oil or shine to show up. So the powder, this is primarily just to kind of matte down everything so you don't have a dewy gloss to your face. Unless that's what you want, then you can just do a very light dusting of powder and move on to the next step. And now to set my face overall, I'm going to use by One Size. This is their Ultimate Blurring Loose Setting Powder, and this is in the shade Dark or Deep. And since this is the darkest formula or the darkest shade that they have, I use a pretty light dusting, just enough to kind of set everything, but not enough to where, you know, it looks like I have a different complexion product on. And I can even use it to tone down some of the brightening powders that I put on. See the difference from this side to this side? This side is toned down, and that's because of the One Size. So sometimes if I go ham in the brightening powder, this brings me back down to reality. And now moving on to bronzer. Bronzer I'm going to use, this is by Jacqueline Cosmetics. This is in Daycation. And yes, I know the brand is non-existent anymore. So what? I love this bronzer. And if you obviously don't have this one, or you've moved on, unlike me, from this one, then you could use the NYX Buttermelt bronzer. This one is in shade Butter Days. You could use this one instead. And I'm just going to apply my bronzer using a Sephora Pro bronzing brush in number 80. So moving on to my eye look, I'm going to use the now legendary palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills and Jackie Aina. This is still to date the purest brown eyeshadow shade I have been able to find for dark complexions. This, oh, love this palette, and it will never ever get old. Never ever get old. So we are going to first go in with Ginger, which is this shade here. Applying it using my Morphe M504, and I'm going to apply it towards my brow bone right above the crease. And now I'm going to go in to Credit, which is this shade here, using a Makeup Shack T64 brush. And I'm going to begin to apply that at the crease and bringing it down to my lid. just going to go back in with my Morphe M504. Very lightly go back into ginger and just kind of diffuse the outer perimeter of where we apply credit. And now, let's see here, because I'm not quite sure if my finger is going to make it with these nails, but I want to take Lithuanian, which is the shade here, and we're going to put that on top of credit. I'm going to first try and use a brush. This is a Morphe Special Edition R42 brush. Lithuanian is such a good topper. It adds some more depth to your look, even if you just apply a little bit to your, you know, to complete your look. And now for a little pop of color in the inner eye tear duct area, we're going to use this shimmery purple, which is called Shookington. And I'm going to apply it using a Morphe M222 brush. And now, moving to my lower lash line, I'm going to apply a black eyeliner. This is just a regular black eyeliner. This is by Wet n Wild. So we're going to apply that here. And now using a Eco Tools smudge brush, I'm going to go back into credit, this brown shade here, and I'm going to apply that on top of where we applied the black liner. And now using a blend brush, I'm going to go into edges, this shade here, and I'm going to use a little bit of edges to diffuse out credit. And now moving on to lips. Now, for lips, it can get tricky. The reason I say that is because if there's going to be a lot of eating and drinking and smiling and kissing and things of that nature, then you may want to go with a matte lip, just so there isn't much transfer, and also so you don't have to continuously reapply your lip. That's what I would suggest for an evening such as Thanksgiving, or any evening where there's going to be a lot of eating, drinking, smiling, chatting, you know, hugging. smooches, like all of that, just so you don't have to constantly reapply. So get a good matte lip product. My favorite, my all-time favorite brand for matte lip products is Anastasia Beverly Hills. They make a superb liquid matte lipstick that once you apply it, it's not budging. So first, I'm going to apply a brown lip liner, and it is simply titled Brown. This is by Tarte. This is the Myricks Juicy Lip Liner, and again, the name of it, it's simply just brown. Groundbreaking, right? I know. So to fill it in, I'm going to use Grim by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is one of those amazing liquid matte lipsticks that once you apply it, it does not budge. And I will say this one is not hydrating. Do keep that in mind. But if you want to be cute and not have to reapply, these are your best bet. I would just say before and after use, make sure to exfoliate your lips. Now what I'm going to put on top is also by Anastasia Beverly Hills, but this one is not a matte formula. There's a difference. This one is a hydrating lip gloss, and this one is in the shade named Latte. So thin layer on top. Alright guys, so this is the final look. Off camera, I applied some wispy cluster lashes, primarily to the back portion of my eyes. And yeah, so this is my Thanksgiving look, and I am pretty pleased with it. If you're obviously not sitting in front of a camera talking and editing and doing all the things, this look, honestly, from start to finish, will take you, I would say, about 25 minutes or so to achieve. There are no cut creases. There's nothing major that we are doing. We are brightening up the face. We're looking festive. We're looking rejuvenated. We're not looking like we've been slaving in a kitchen for weeks. Although, if your family is anything like my family, they're going to let you know, even if they don't look it, how long it took them to make that food, how much time it took them to prep, cook, clean, all the things that needed to be done to make sure that you have an amazing Thanksgiving meal. So make sure you let them know how thankful you are, because I'm sure they put in a lot of effort to bring you such an amazing meal. And if you are cooking for Thanksgiving, make sure you take a little bit of time out for yourself, to breathe, okay? To shower, to fix your hair up, to doll yourself up. And do not, this is a tip from me to you, do not wear your clothes around the food as you are prepping and cooking the food that you plan to wear around your guest. Unless you want to smell like food, of course, then that's totally up to you. Or if it's one of those situations where you're like, look, I'm pressed for time, I just can't, I have to keep on what I have on. Make sure on the back eye of the stove, of the oven, of the stove, whatever you call it, wherever you're from, make sure to boil you a small pot, have it simmering on low, of white vinegar that helps to absorb all of the smells, all of the different foods and seasonings. It helps to absorb it so that not only you, but your guests will not walk away smelling like food. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the look. As always, in the description box below, there's going to be a complete list of all products used to achieve this look. Guys, be well, stay safe, exercise self-care. It is not a privilege, but a necessity. Make sure to check in on your strong friends after you check in with yourself. So guys, again, thank you so much for watching this video. I am actually grateful for each and every one of you. Without you, there is no That's So Letitia. Without you, there is no channel. So I do appreciate your viewership. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your shares, your follows, your likes, your words of encouragement, your words of advice. It actually means a lot. So with that being said, you all take care. Enjoy your Turkey Day. Enjoy your winter festive family reunion, however you choose to celebrate. And until next time, we shall chat again soon.